right, we are back at the bar, episode 31. Fantastic. Episode 31, fantastic. We're excited. Yeah.
We're back.
That's my age.
We're
That's
back.
my age.
31. I can't remember back that far. And you'll notice that we have different beverages tonight. So it's the winter, so Kevin and I are drinking scotch, but Rachel's got
I still have a summer drink.
She's
there.
got some foo-foo concoction going here. But it's a lovely color.
Lots of fruit.
Would you like to say what that is?
Tell us about it.
This is vodka and hibiscus ginger beer.
Ooh,
Right.
okay.
Add,
Fancy.
add lots of lemon.
Lots of
It's
lemon.
got a lot of lemon in
so
there.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
got a lot of lemon.
A little spicy.
Yeah.
And
Need that vitamin C.
Yes.
This has all my food groups.
All of the essential food groups.
All the essential food groups.
Well, so I will tell the audience, nobody's going to gripe tonight because this is the holiday season and we're going to be gripe-free and thankful.
Yes.
But what's going on? Anything exciting in our family lives?
Well, not a lot.
Other than
It's
you
been-
being the Grinch and not buying a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
I'm not buying a Christmas tree. I will pick up decorations though. I'm a little salty about the corporations in America right now. So I don't know.
So just skipping the Christmas tree because of the...
I don't want to get involved.
We have homemade.
I don't want to.
we have
I don't want to
homemade
get involved in
decorations.
shopping.
From when I was a little girl, my mother saved all these little Christmas tree decorations so you don't have to go corporate.
You do not.
You
Well, I
don't.
did think about going to some local businesses and spending a little money there
Yeah.
for the holiday. So, but all is well.
That's a luxury you have, by the way, to not participate in the Christmas when you want.
Well,
It's
I mean, I'm a
awesome.
participant. I got grandkids that I can't get around that.
Well, we-
Although I did tell them I was not purchasing any major gifts this year.
Oh, my God.
Major
bah, humbug.
We're gonna
Famous
buy
last words.
experiences this year.
all right, well, that experience
That's
is
cool.
good.
I like those.
What
What
kind of
experiences?
experience?
I mean, if they want piano lessons or singing lessons, they want to go to a certain show, a museum, or learn something different,
That's
do some
good.
STEM.
I support
I'm all
that.
here for it.
I like
I
that.
support that.
I'm
Well,
here
what's fun about stimulating your brain and stuff? You want things that you can open as a gift.
Immediate
Well, listen.
gratification.
Well, listen, if we're not figuring anything else out right now, AI is about to take over. Your kids better figure something
Very
out,
And
and they
quick.
better do it early.
Quick.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you're 18, kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah, ain't that the truth? Well, you know who's speaking of AI, not to digress, but speaking of AI, so apparently Google's now got this Gemini
Yes.
AI
Oh, yeah,
for
thing,
sure, for
which
sure.
is and Sam Altman, who runs OpenAI, and they've got ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Now Sam's freaking out. Oh boy, we need to rise to the occasion here. This Gemini thing is pretty good. Have you guys tried Gemini?
Not Gemini, but I use Chatly.
Chatly.
Chatly,
I use it
And
all
we-
the time.
Who pays for their ChatGPT in here?
I do.
I know.
One down.
No,
I do.
Rachel,
no,
John.
I don't pay for it.
Absolutely not.
Well,
I'm gonna get John. John,
if you-
2026, John's gonna pay for that ChatGPT.
one
It's entirely
day you're going to need it to ask you more than 3 questions, and you're
and
going
they're
to
gonna
have
be
to
like,
pay.
okay, all right, gotta do it.
What is the difference between Chatly and ChatGPT?
They're all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah,
I
just-
don't.
I
disagree.
mean, I'm saying they're all kind of the
It's the
the
same concept.
concept
It's
is
the
the
concept
same.
is the
You
same.
just
Yeah, for
put in
sure.
information and it spits it back out. It'll go to the web if you
my
want
chat
to.
does everything for me, man.
Yeah.
I literally didn't email anyone all week. I just told chat what to email them. And I just
That is truly frightening.
Wait, so that cat actually sends the emails?
well, since I'm not on camera, I'll share this information. So for my job, I actually send a bunch of emails, different vendors and people of that nature.
Do you proofread these before they go out?
Absolutely, I tweak them, I proofread them, I
all right.
go over them,
All
but
right.
literally most times,
So it's
I
not
can,
an auto pen situation. I mean,
I can ask chat to literally go back and change this piece. I'll give you an example. I ordered something, right? It's from overseas. It's stuck somewhere. Yesterday, I asked chat to type me an email that would basically ask them what's going on and have they seen it before? Because I know it's not their fault, right? They sent this strict email, and I was just like, hey, can you make this less strict? And they did. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, this is perfect. So I
Yeah.
just copied it.
They,
and
and they
pasted it.
understood what the
They
word strict
understood
meant.
exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because my daughter's
You
used
know
to-
why? Because it knows you now.
It knows
that,
all of us.
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is obviously a large topic. I have a lot of feelings
It is.
about AI, including all these young people that are having relationships with AI stuff, and it's really troubling. And
Yeah.
this is going to be a major podcast topic in the new year.
Yes,
let's do it.
I can see it coming.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no, we do need to talk about it, yeah.
Who
All
better
right.
than
In,
us?
in the meantime, apparently there's some activity in the Caribbean.
Yes.
There are drug-running boats.
Fishermen are dying.
Sorry.
Fishermen are dying.
Or if you believe the conspiracy theorists, they are only fishermen and they're just being bombed relentlessly.
Yes.
I do not subscribe to that theory. They are clearly drug-running boats. There has been the president has said that he has the authority to do this. The Secretary of War, that's a little tough to spit out still.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Still Secretary of Defense for me.
they, they say that they have the authority to do this. There was a big controversy because they had some strikes back in September. There was one strike that disabled the boat, and then there were allegedly 2 survivors clinging to the wreckage of the boat, and then there was apparently a second strike. So, what do we think about that? Leaving aside that these are fishermen, but
Well,
So, I mean,
unless you want to continue with that.
well, so there's two questions. First of all, I think they're probably drug runners and not fishermen. But the first question is this meet the definition of a war? So, I mean, can we just go and blow up these boats because it's actually a war? So that's the first. I'm skeptical about that. And then the second question is, say it's a war, you blow it up, but there are these 2 survivors, and so going ahead and bombing these 2 survivors is contrary to the rules of war and under the Geneva Convention and the U.S. rules of war. So, how do you get out of that dilemma?
well, I gotta say, you can say the first boat drug dealers, but have you ever met a drug dealer?
Have I ever met a drug
Have you
dealer?
ever known a drug dealer? They're not going back.
I'm not gonna
They're not
answer
going
that.
back in the water. They're not going to take the same route after you blew up the first boat.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I like that
So
point.
if you think that
like
drug
that.
dealers are saying, "Oh, Americans are above killing us,"
Well, Kevin,
and
the
throwing our
Caribbean,
product
the
in the
Caribbean is
water,
a large
and
body
they-
of water.
Yeah.
How do you know they're not taking the same route?
it's no way they're doing the same thing. And these are all drug boats. It is absolutely no way.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I would love for our administration to say, here's how we know that they're drug dealers. But we haven't got a peep out of that. Nothing on that. And I'd love for them to say, we did recon and we know that this is what they're doing and this is how they do it. And we are going to address it with the president over there and do some type of diplomacy to end this process.
Right,
We
so-
get none of that.
Okay,
We're just
well-
blowing up boats in the ocean and telling them
But-
it's boxes of Coke that's going to the bottom of it. So how come we're not recovering the stuff that's being...
Well, how do you know we're not?
Well, somebody say something, please.
I still think
What are we doing?
So let's say they are drug boats, which I think that is, some of them are drug boats. So does that still meet the definition of we're engaged in a war?
Not to me. They're just killing innocent people.
I think that's the bigger
well, but Trump has
question.
declared
And
these-
then, if it is an act of war, if you even agree to that, you blow it up and there are people that are surviving, they're not engaged in war. We have rules against blowing them up.
So should we catch drug dealers here and just shoot them?
That's exactly the question. Is that
American
a
drug
law?
dealers should just be killed on
Right,
the spot.
so
We
that's-
shouldn't
That-
ask them what they collect the stuff
Right,
and say,
so
hey, you
that's
got...
why I think the
It's
question
just-
is
just
this
crazy.
can you actually say
And-
this,
I mean,
this meets the definition of a war?
okay.
Because I don't think it does.
Well, nobody has declared war, and presidents don't declare war.
Right, Congress
No,
does.
no president,
That
seems
is
to,
their, but
seems
that's
to go
their
to Congress,
justification.
and no president goes to
And
Congress
th-
and seeks a declaration of war.
That's Trump's
They
justification
don't do
is
it.
that we're in a war. They're killing
Well,
our people. We're going to kill them.
but his justification is he's declared the drug cartels terrorists. And
But-
so he has now authorized force to take out the drug cartels. Honestly, the best argument that I've heard about this is, and I can't remember which, I don't know if it's a House member or a Senate member, said something to the effect of, well, um, does it make more sense to be going after the little guy who's simply transporting the drugs, or does it make more sense to actually go after the entity
cartel?
that is manufacturing the drugs and giving them to the little guy to take in boats to distribute?
Well,
and but
nobody-
that
wants to
that's one
take
reason
down-
Why, that's one reason why you don't just blow up the survivors. You take them as if someone can be taken as a prisoner, you're not supposed to just kill them. You're supposed to take them as a prisoner.
Nobody wants to take down the drug cartel. Everybody
you
loves
can't-
drugs.
I mean, you're not going to be taking
No.
prisoners when you're
We love drugs.
when you're
What are you talking
blowing them
about?
up
No.
from 100 miles away.
We're talking about the two survivors. You can go and take them as prisoners, and then you can get more information about the drug cartels.
Well, I mean,
And those are the rules of war.
First of
So
all-
if you can't, it's a give no quarter
okay, well,
prohibition.
first of all we have is media reports telling us what exactly has happened. The guy who was in charge of the operation testified in a closed
Hearing.
session with a bunch of members.
The Navy guy, right?
And inevitably, Admiral Bradley.
Yeah.
Is it Admiral Bradley?
I think,
And inevitably, you get the Republicans coming out and say, nothing to see here. This is all legitimate. And the Democrats coming out and saying, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
And there's still some Republicans that want some more.
Well, I can
answers.
tell you this.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth is going to be in trouble when this is all over.
Well, listen.
He is on his, and Donald Trump, we
al-
know he's not going to
and
save anybody.
He's trying to cover his ass. He's already
That's right.
trying to cover
Well,
his
he
ass.
threw the he
Wasn't
threw the
me. I didn't say
he
that.
threw the admiral under the
He's-
boat.
He threw the admiral
and of
under
course
the
the
boat.
admiral has allegedly
Yeah.
corroborated
Yeah.
that.
But there's
They know they're wrong. You don't do this. This is terrible.
Well,
it's
look,
a terrible blemish on America.
Look. I mean, we have to be more aggressive in trying to combat drugs.
But like Kevin said, you don't just go blow up. Go
but
blow up
listen.
drug dealers on the street.
Listen, you don't go blow up drug dealers on the street, but the drug dealers on the street are not importing massive amounts of drugs.
Well, we just
so
pardoned a drug
but
kingpin
even
the other
the-
day. What we're
But
talking
look,
about here.
Even if you've got the mafia who are importing drugs, dealing drugs, you don't go kill them on the street.
Well, look, I'm in favor of this more muscular posture to try to prevent all these drugs from coming.
You
into
know
the
we're not.
United
Hey, you
States.
know we're not preventing that. We're not
But
preventing that.
hold on. What I don't support, if in fact these stories are all true and the boat was destroyed and you had a couple of people clinging to the wreckage, obviously I would not have supported another strike to kill the people hanging on to the wreckage.
Well,
I
one
think
of-
that
Okay.
was,
One
I
of
think
our
that was,
Repub-
I think
All
that
right,
was
we agree,
terrible.
yeah.
One of our Republican senators,
agree.
one of our Republican senators said, "Well, they were trying to put the stuff back in the boat so that they could continue the drug
Yeah.
business."
Yeah.
Are you serious? In the Caribbean, that's what they were doing.
We,
I mean, stop saying dumb shit.
there
now.
are, Kevin, it's funny that you say that phrase. Because I got to tell you, I can't remember what I was watching the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna start some kind of a Substack post. The dumb shit that you hear on television and social media. I swear to God,
You'll get some
I gotta
clicks.
tell you,
You'll get some clicks for that.
we got to do this.
But the other question is why does Trump has the thing for Venezuela all of a sudden? And so is he actually wanting to come around and make a deal with Maduro at some point, or?
Look,
Is it-
I think Trump
'cause
is in the business of making any deal, regardless of whether it's good for the United States. But honestly, I think he has an ulterior motive here.
Right, and
It's
that's
oil. It's oil.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is it is he trying to set up an opportunity to make a deal with Venezuela on oil?
No,
Yeah.
I think he's trying to change
But-
regimes
and-
and force us in.
Venezuela
on
has
that
more oil reserves than any other
Yes,
country, more
that's
than
right.
But
Saudi
isn't it,
Arabia, more than Russia.
But isn't it? I'm not an expert in oil, but apparently the oil in Venezuela is apparently a lower grade.
It's actually more desirable. It's heavier, and it's also
So it's not a
closer.
lower grade. You're
No.
saying it's a higher grade.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's higher grade. They have more than any other country, more than Russia, more than Saudi Arabia, and so if we, so is this his ulterior motive? Is that
I think oil is an ulterior motive.
Oh, for sure.
And that would make does he have that in mind? Because we don't want to be dependent on the Middle East or Russia for our
Well,
oil.
let us not forget that Maduro is an illegitimate president who who actually stole an election.
Right.
There is a
Right.
Venezuelan opposition government in exile, the government that actually won, so he's not a great guy.
Well, let their
Right, but
people
it's-
work
but-
it out.
But that's not going to bother Trump. If actually his whole goal here is to make a deal with Maduro on oil, it's not going to bother him that he's
Trump
a bad
wants to
guy.
make a deal with Putin, for God's sakes.
Exactly. So is that what this whole thing is about?
He wants to give away a third of Ukraine just to end the
Yeah,
war.
Just
Your
so you get the
president-
Nobel Peace Prize.
Your president is for sale.
No, he got the
FIFA
FIFA
prize.
FIFA
FIFA
prize.
Peace Prize,
The FIFA Peace
and then
Prize.
expressed surprise that he got it.
Well, they're kissing the ring. Bless their heart.
To what end? What's it going to get them anyways?
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Moving on. So there was also this week the court decided that they were going to take up whether the president's executive order to eliminate birthright citizenship is legit.
It's terrible. It's
So,
terrible that we're here.
you guys have probably all seen the same news reports that I've seen. Every news report I see, they read the part of the 14th Amendment,
Right.
which seems
Seems pretty clear.
rather clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just I'm very much opposed to this. I mean, I just feel like first of all, I think the 14th Amendment is abundantly clear that
Yeah.
if you are a child born in the United States, you are a citizen.
Citizen.
And
Right.
I just don't feel like we should change that.
And yeah, it's pretty clear. I agree.
Well, this one we agree on. Because I
Okay.
tell you,
I mean, I think-
tell you,
Open
No
up.
debate.
Wait,
no debate.
well, wait a
No
minute.
real debate on this one.
Wait a minute. Okay,
I mean-
we are all in agreement on this. But the interesting thing that it brings up is the birth tourism issue, because there are a lot of people that come here
To have a baby. Yeah.
to have a baby, and there's a whole cottage industry that's set up on that and facilitates it for people who are interested in this. They have called maternity hotels, and they coordinate the health care, and they help you with the visa process.
So what's so bad about that?
Well, I don't know, but is it something that we should try and tighten up on?
No.
Yes,
No.
I do think we should try to tighten up on that. But again, you should not throw the proverbial baby out with the bathwater.
Right.
I don't think
Well-
we need to eliminate birthright citizenship, but I
Right.
do think that you can probably tighten the regulations around this.
Well, yeah, I agree. I definitely don't think we need to. I don't think we should eliminate birthright citizenship, and it's in the Constitution. It's pretty clear. But is there an issue with birth tourism? And
I don't have an issue with it. People are born here, they'll be loyal to this country. They be Americans. And they grow up being Americans and wanting to be Americans.
no. So there are a lot. Birth tourism issue is a lot of people
This is a big
from
issue.
from China
Okay.
to Korea. So they come here just to give birth to their baby here, and then they go back. But that way their children
Our citizens.
are citizens, and at any point somewhere down the line can avail themselves of the benefits. But it's not that they grow up here and become loyal.
I think most of them do. I don't think all of them go back. I think people come here because people are coming here because they're seeking the land of milk and honey.
Yeah, yes.
And they want the promise of America.
Yes, but not this particular birth tourism population. They come here for a couple of months to give birth, and then they go back to their countries. I looked it up. There's about 33,000, which isn't a lot.
That's very
Can,
small.
can someone enlighten me on what's wrong with that?
I got nothing.
Can someone give me
You
an actual
could
reason
you
why
could
that's so
theorize that they
problematic?
go home and they hate
Well,
America, and then they can come back here without a lot of opposition and
think
not
about it this
have to
way.
jump through
I
a lot of
mean,
hoops because they're citizens of the United States.
I do not know the answer to this, but
Okay.
I'd be curious to know how many other countries, how many other developed and civilized countries in the world, can you go over there, have a child there, and that child then becomes a citizen of that country? I honestly don't know the answer to that.
I
It
don't
would be
know.
something worth looking into.
Yeah.
You're saying there's not a lot of countries that have dual citizenship?
I don't know the
I mean,
answer
not
to
dual
that.
citizenship,
So
the
yeah.
Birthright.
birthright
citizenship.
citizenship.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mean-
yeah.
But the
So
other thing
that's-
is, we got a country that's probably looked at as the greatest republic in the history of the world, right? How come we're that way? Because we're very diverse, and people come here from everywhere, bring their talents, their culture, the spirit of what they do, and this makes us great. To try to stamp that out, we're sending people out of here left and right now. We're dividing everybody, and we're not embracing the diversity of what this country is and what our founding fathers said that we're supposed to be built on. We're supposed to be the melting pot.
Well, Kevin, I believe that you're suggesting a different form of "Make America Great Again." And I got to tell you, every now and then, so I'm on Facebook, right? And every now and then, you have reels on Facebook, and
Yeah.
because the world is now controlled by machines, once it figures out the things that I'm interested in, I start
They're
getting
just
a
gonna
lot
start feeding
more
it to
of
you.
them, right? And so I always look at these old Reagan videos, and Ronald Reagan was a huge supporter of immigration in America, and felt like the people who were coming to this country made us stronger as a nation. And I love listening to these old Reagan clips where he talks about the strength of our diversity as a nation and how important it was, and what all of the people that were coming to America, what they were contributing to us.
And look at us now. We don't want DEI anymore. Isn't that something?
Well, let's not go down that path, because some of us are not in favor of DEI, and that is a problem. But we are in favor of immigration, and and to be clear,
But again, so the birth tourism group is not a group that's looking to come here and live. They come in here for 3 months to have their baby here.
yes, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
And then they're
Yeah.
going back to their
And
country.
and that's why I don't like it. I mean, it's not like they're coming here and they want to be in America. They're coming here for a purpose, to have a child. It's just, So I do think that can be tightened up a little bit. But
Well, do we think it's because healthcare is better here, or what's the
kinda
end
where I was
game
going.
if you
What's the
take your
end
baby
game if
back
you're-
home?
What's
the
the
end game?
benefit of being in America? Having
I
a
don't.
child?
I don't get it. Why would
I
you?
think there's a benefit to having American citizenship.
I agree with that part.
And maybe there's no instant gratification to
but
that
there's-
for who's doing it. But
I don't
it-
see that
it
as a
may pay
negative
off over
towards
time.
towards us if you come here just to have a baby for the ability to come back at some point. If there's better health care, if you get, I just don't see.
Again,
what
I would
the-
like to know I'd like to know what other countries do.
Do the
And
same
again,
thing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you're out there and you know the answer to this, send us your comments and let
yeah,
us
in the
know.
comments.
Potentially, I
Yeah.
suppose, depends, what country you're coming from, but potentially you could have, nefarious interests, and because you have the citizenship, you go back to your country and grow up there, whatever, but because you still have this U.S. citizenship, you get into the country easily.
And you
Well-
become a spy.
Well, I mean, the Chinese have been very successful. in doing that.
Chinese, one of the biggest
you know.
countries, one of the biggest countries that participates in this birth tourism.
Well, and as we know, they are very patient people.
They are very
Right.
patient.
Yeah.
They'll wait
Yeah.
you out.
But the bigger, I mean, the birthright citizenship thing is part of the larger. I don't even know if I want to call it a debate, but it's part of the larger issue that we have here now, where the administration, they keep saying, on the one hand, they keep saying all we're trying to do is secure the border, which they've clearly done.
They've done that.
And we want to try and we want to deport, people who came in who are on the terrorist watch list. We want to deport people who are criminals and who have committed crimes. I'm totally for deporting all those people, but this has gone beyond that.
Yes,
now.
it has. Yes, it has.
We're now going in there, and we're trying to deport people, who've been here for a long time, who haven't
And
committed
who do
any
make
crimes.
up the fabric of our
And
society.
I,
They're doing the
and look,
lines
and I'm not. I grant you that they came here illegally. I mean, obviously they came here illegally. And there was a bill several years ago that would have identified all those folks to have them come forward. They would have paid a fine, and at some point in the distant future, they could apply to become citizens.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of widespread deportations, and
And the way they're doing it is horrible. This is inhumane. It's just terrible. Chasing people down the street. It's just
going to schools, going to
Yeah.
looking for the daycare people and the
well,
This
they
is-
keep
this is-
so the administration keeps trying to say that the public is for this. The public is for deporting the terrorists and the criminals.
Right.
The public's not
They're for-
yeah, they're
mass
they're
deportation.
clearly overplaying their hand, and it's dumb. I mean, they were winning on the immigration issue politically, and now they're losing.
Oh, they're
on it.
underwater now.
Now they're
Yeah.
underwater
Yeah.
because they went way too far. They overplayed their hand in a way that doesn't make any sense, and that people don't support.
Well, we shall see how it plays out next. We're almost at 2026.
Indeed we
Elections
shall.
looming.
Oh
Maga,
boy, God help us.
socialists.
God
Where
help
are we?
us.
Who's in the
All
middle?
right.
Who's not? I don't
Oh
know.
God, I now he's mentioned the elections. Now I definitely need a refill. We'll be back. All right, we are freshly refilled. All right, very good. New cube. Got to have the big cube when you're having your scotch.
Scotch,
So
that's
we gotta-
right.
We've refilled our big cubes as well.
Now you had those big cubes.
Oh, the big cube is fantastic.
Big cubes
So
around here, so-
now, my son, who's in the restaurant business, looks at my cubes and says, "Well, why aren't the ice cubes clear?"
And
my
why
resp-
is
and
that?
my response to that is, the process for figuring out how to get big cubes that are clear is so laborious. It is simply not worth it to me to do that.
How do you do it?
Well, I actually have
There are devices to do it.
I have containers that make clear ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They take up
I have
half
one
of the
too.
freezer. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go with this.
And it takes a long time.
It takes a while.
Would I like to see it clear out? Well, of course I'd like to see a nice clear
Clear
ice
ice
cube,
cube.
but the labor is not worth it.
My
I'd say.
fridge does it.
Yeah.
It's like this. The balls clear.
Yeah.
Your
Just does
fridge
it.
Refrigerator,
makes
yeah.
The freezer
clear, so you can actually see through
Really?
the
through
ice
the
cube.
through the ice cube. Oh wait,
Really?
no, not all the way clear. I see. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not that clear.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah. All right.
Because we want that freezer.
Right.
That's right. All right. Well, now back to controversy. So we now are in a place in America where all of the energy in America's political system is on the socialist left and the MAGA right. And I feel certain in saying that three of us sitting here right now do not fall into either one of those
We
categories.
do not. We do not.
But it is a problem because we are now dominated by these two very different philosophies, and all the energy is there on both sides. And I feel like in Congress certainly it's very difficult to actually. It's difficult to build coalitions now where you can actually get things accomplished.
Well, we're not getting anything done, but I'll put the blame squarely on the MAGA group. And I mean, I know it surprises you, but our president
Might
has
need another cube.
our president has dragged us so far to the right.
Oh, for
And
heaven's sakes.
I mean, Democrats, we have some people that are really left, but most of us, I think, really are aiming to be in the middle. We want to be in the middle. We know the middle is where we should be.
I believe that's aspirational.
I think we are there because I mean historically, even though you can say about Nancy Pelosi held everybody walk lockstep. A lot of them did not walk lockstep with her.
Yes, they
That's
did.
not
Yes,
true.
they
That is
did.
That is not true.
That
They
is
all
true.
did.
Yes, they did.
Nope, that is
She
true.
ruled the House
She-
with an iron fist.
Yes.
But she had opposition. People were able
Yeah,
to
and she
interject
crushed
there.
them.
She crushed the
She
opposition.
did not. She did not.
Yes, she
Nothing
did.
like what we're seeing today. Nothing like
No,
what we're
that's
seeing
not true.
today.
You know-
Today you can't even. I mean, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. We don't even know where she is right now.
She
Well,
was-
she's
She
going
has
to be,
been
she's
put
gonna be
out-
unemployed in a couple weeks.
she has been put out to pasture. She's done.
And that is a true
because
phenomenon, but-
she wanted to speak her own mind, and rightly so. I mean, I kind of agree with a little bit what she was saying as she came around the bend on this, but
well, I certainly agreed with her on the Epstein.
yeah, I mean,
But I mean, to some extent, this has been an ongoing dynamic for years, and it predates Maga. I mean, the primaries have always run to the base. So the Democratic primary has always run to the left in the primary process, and then the candidate always moves to the center. And the same thing on the Republican side. Republicans have always run to the right, and then when you get to the general election, everybody shifts a little bit to the center. I mean, McCain, he had to run anti-abortion. Like in the primary process, you had to be on the Republican side, you had to be anti-abortion, and ditto on the left. Primary, both sides ran to the base, which was the extreme of the party, and so it's definitely predates MAGA that Congress became more and more dysfunctional in the time that I was there. When we started, both the parties worked together on a regional basis, and Democrats and Republicans worked together, and Tip O'Neill worked with Ronald Reagan. It became more and more partisan, and the dysfunction predates MAGA. It's only gotten worse for
It is,
sure, but
right, it
it's
has
been an
gotten worse.
ongoing trend for a while. And so the people like Senator Lieberman, who wanted to work in the middle, and so did McCain and several others, wanted to work in the middle. Those guys aren't around anymore.
And we got the deadline for the CR coming up at the end of January. So people got to work together.
Another government shutdown.
Another government shutdown. I mean, it's going to be
But
crazy.
this is where I disagree. This is where I disagree with you. There, on the Democratic side, I don't feel like there is any. There's no vibrant group of actual moderates on the Democrat side.
Right.
Whereas on the
There's
on
no
the
vibrant
right
group
side,
on the right side either.
well, that's not true. So on the
No,
right
there's no
side,
vibrant group.
you have there is a significant ideological difference between the MAGA group, which are basically big government populists, who have a lot in common, frankly,
left.
with the left.
Right.
And
we had Mamdani and Trump were like seeing eye to eye.
and conservatives, where I am. I am a conservative. I believe in limited government. I believe in letting people keep more of their money. I do not believe that the government should be taking stakes in private companies.
Well, we've been doing that for a while. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's a bigger deal, but I mean,
Trump's doing that more than we have.
But right, he's doing that more than anybody,
but there's a
right?
bigger group of actual conservatives in the Republican Party. Granted, none of them are showing any spine. But I feel like there's a bigger group of actual conservatives, whereas in the Democrat Party, I don't feel like. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi is considered moderate, where in the hell have we gone?
You have some
San Fran Nan is the moderate.
I mean,
good God.
the two Democrats that just won in Virginia and are more moderate. Mondami.
Yeah, and
Rachel,
right here in
Socialists.
Virginia.
Rachel, they campaigned as moderates, but if
Well,
one
we'll
examines
see.
their voting records in Congress,
Okay, we'll see.
Abigail
I
Spanberger,
think
who's
Josh
the new governor
Shapiro
of Virginia,
is a moderate.
but Abigail Spanberger, she is not moderate. She
Yes, she is.
campaigned. She
She's
campaigned
moderate.
as a moderate.
She's a moderate.
She is not a moderate.
She's a moderate.
Well, they
Kevin,
won.
you
they
can't
won,
vote. You can't
they
vote with
won-
Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer 100% of the time and call yourself a moderate. You're not a moderate. You're only a moderate if you're willing to actually work with the other side to do things.
Wait, okay, you're
and,
Well,
you
But
know,
well,
and
you're-
irritate your own
turn
party.
that on
Well-
the Republicans. There are plenty of Republicans that vote with Trump 99% of the time, but,
But-
where they actually feel and stand is different.
And in this climate,
Well, I don't disagree
In this
with that.
climare,
As I
Republicans.
said,
No,
we
you
don't
just
have a
were
lot of
saying it was
politicians
for-
with spine.
But
That
in this
is the
climate-
problem. There are no politicians with a spine because you were just saying there are more moderates on the Republican side. No,
No, I
they
didn't
still
say
vote with
moderates.
Trump.
I did not say moderates.
What
I
did
said
you
there are more
say?
conservatives because there's a difference between conservatives and
MAGA left,
Yes.
MAGA
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
in this
still, the
climate,
Republicans have no spine and they vote with Trump, even though a lot of them don't like the guy and don't believe in what he's doing.
At
So
all.
So let me tell you why they do
At
that.
all
Let
they
me
don't
tell- Let me
believe.
tell you why
And
they
so
do
the
that.
same is true on the Democratic
okay,
side.
and this actually may be true on the Democrat side too. The reason that none of these people will vote against Trump is because not only has Trump sort of remade the party in terms of its dynamics and its barriers, etc. He's also upended how the party raises money. So because all of the money lies with his political organizations. So he's sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars.
No surprise there.
In all of his all in either super PACs or PACs that he controls, and this is why you don't have any Republicans who are willing to step out and vote differently.
Well, they
Because
better
he's
get it.
controlling all the money.
Oh,
They
and-
better get it together because November is coming like a freight train.
And the same thing was happening on the Democratic side, right? And Nancy Pelosi controlled the money and
Well, and now the left controls the money. You know, I mean, Soros is basically the largest funder. Well, and that's the other thing. And I was thinking about this morning. You know, one could argue that there are some good things that Trump has done for the Republican Party and some bad things. One of the good things that he's done is Republicans, frankly, are now the party of the working class. I mean,
Not- not really.
Whereas the Democrats are now the party
Just in
of
word.
billionaires.
no, in
Just
votes.
in word.
In votes. No, in
In
votes.
votes.
It doesn't mean it's real.
The
People
working
have bought
class-
it. People have bought into that. It's not true.
Okay, well, this is what we're talking about. They have gotten the votes of the working class, although now they're about to lose it.
For sure.
But and Trump got elected with the votes of the working class, and it was the rich elite educated who voted Democratic, and the working class who voted for Trump.
And
Well, that's
mind you,
about to
when you talk about the
change.
rich, when you talk about
I
the rich
think
and the
it's changing.
educated,
That's
these are
shifting.
all the people. These are all these rich Democrats who oppose school choice. So they oppose giving low-income families the opportunity to choose the best school for their child. And of course, they all went to private school, and they all send their
They
children
send
to
their
private
kids there,
schools.
right.
Yeah, they're just
Well,
rank
nobody's
hypocrites.
perfect. Nobody's
rank
perfect.
hypocrites.
Nobody's perfect.
Hypocrites, yes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
let's be clear: the working class folks are suffering right now under this administration.
Yep. But they voted for it.
They certainly did, and we told them. We told them.
I think they had an
Don't
idea that
do it.
that he was going to give them more
But-
money or be able to make them more money.
Right.
That didn't happen.
Well,
And-
that's
that's because
that's not-
they didn't get
Food
anything-
prices are high.
they
I'll
didn't-
give them some credit. Gas
They-
gas has been relatively flat or a little lower.
It's gone
So
down.
we'll give them a little something.
Okay, but they were not.
But
happy
everything
with
else,
the-
buddy,
Look,
They
the
were not
average
happy-
cost of a
Look,
car in America is
he-
$50,000.
Look,
They
he-
couldn't relate to the
Yeah.
Democratic Party, and they weren't happy under Biden. So that is why they voted for Trump. They thought he was giving a different message, and he figured out how to. And he had a message and a way of speaking that spoke to the working
Well,
class.
saying
I do think it's going to shift.
Look,
because
the president saying affordability is a hoax, and things are great. You just don't know
You
it.
just
and
don't.
the media is
He's
telling you
making
that
the same mistake
media is-
Biden made.
He's making the same mistake that Biden made.
Well, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
doesn't
everybody
care.
says what they think it's
He
gonna
doesn't
sell.
care. He's not working for the American people.
Everybody
That's,
says what they think it's
that's
going to
just
sell,
what it
and
is.
so
But,
did,
you
and
know,
so did Biden. He
we'll
also
get through this one,
denied.
too.
He also denied the facts on the ground, the reality on the ground, and that was his mistake. And now Trump's making the same mistake.
Well,
yeah, you never want to tell the people that they're wrong.
There, you shouldn't deny.
That's just never a
You
good
shouldn't want to
strategy.
deny the facts on the ground. That's just going to lose you an election.
But
Well,
I mean, you know, where people may feel the difference between Trump and Biden ultimately is going to be when they file their 2026 taxes.
That's correct.
Because when they file their 2026 taxes, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to get to keep more of their money.
We'll see.
And, you know,
I
Not
mean, he has
me.
done no tips on taxes.
Yeah.
They're going to.
I mean, people are
They're
going to, this is going to be, people are going to feel this. Now, this notion of using this ridiculous tariff money and writing people $2,000 checks just so Trump can sign the checks, you know, I am not for this.
Well,
I mean,
he
to
did it the last time.
To the extent that tariffs are actually generating
bad.
revenue for us, I think
Yeah.
tariffs are a terrible idea for the most part. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, if they're generating revenue for us, perhaps we ought to just send it all to reducing the debt.
What debt?
What debt? Yeah, I kind of
What
walked. I
debt?
just walked right into that one, didn't I? There is no debt.
What debt do you speak of?
So the trillions of dollars that he has, you know, that he says he's gained from these tariffs, it's not going towards the debt.
Well,
Oh,
so it's an
no.
interesting. It's interesting to hear the president talk about the tariffs because on one day it's 300 million, one day it's 500 million, one day it's trillions. I mean, it's one never knows what the number actually is.
Billions.
So
I
the
guess-
Treasury Secretary, who's the person that people ought to actually listen to about this, says it's around 300 billion.
You're gonna make me side with Kevin on this, but it seems like there is no debt.
There is
Because
no debt.
It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It's a hoax.
No.
Well,
What's
the
that?
debt is right there
There
for you to
isn't.
see.
There
It's
is.
Well.
$37 trillion dollars. Okay.
When do they push this into collections?
Oh, we
Well,
we never go into collections,
well,
buddy.
I didn't think so.
well, if Kevin were in charge, we would simply just print more money. That's how we'd get rid of the debt.
Look,
And
all
then we
the-
have
all the
40%
All the
inflation.
foreign governments that have invested in our T-bills, they could call in the money, and then we'd be.
Did we just
we'd be screwed.
we just blow them up?
That would be a
Then
problem.
we'd be screwed. I mean, yeah, a lot of foreign countries are financing our debt.
Yeah,
we-
it's a problem.
Well, I don't. I think that we're just in a stalemate, and I hope we get some new, younger blood in our political parties, both sides, that are willing to work together and not live in these pockets of divisiveness, rich against poor, black against white. All this stuff is
When-
keeping us
when
from
you,
actually meeting the goals of a republic that I think is pretty great.
When you
Okay,
say
but
younger
but-
blood,
but-
are you
but-
suggesting we need a bunch of Gen Zers?
Well, we need
who
to
are
get
gonna
rid of
lead
some of
us?
these 100-year-olds first. I mean, it's out of control. Did I hear Mitch McConnell say he's going to run again?
No.
No.
Did he say that?
No, he
No.
didn't. No.
I thought I heard somebody say that the other day. I was like, run for what?
No.
No.
But
No.
these old guys need to pass on and
Yeah.
not die, but move. pass on the baton, and let's get some younger people in who are willing to actually see things.
I would like more. I would like more Gen Xers.
We
in
do
power.
need more younger people, but not like the younger people that I've seen are more willing to work across the aisle. So we need younger people who are willing to work across the aisle, and I don't see a lot of that going
Well,
on.
we also don't need younger people who are, who have this romantic notion of socialism, like Zoran. Right? I mean, we don't need that.
Listen, if I can't afford to buy a house, I can't afford to buy a car, the least you could do is educate me for free. The least you could do is make sure I don't get sick and die
I
in the
don't think
street.
that's one of his proposals. He's
Come
gonna
on,
give free
guys.
He's
housing-
not-
What are we
he's,
doing?
uh,
housing,
What are we
free
doing?
supermarkets,
Yeah, he,
and-
Come on, okay, but so what? The people out here are starving.
He's
And-
not. I
and
can
are
tell you,
unable
he's
to
not
afford.
interested in giving any
I
New
don't-
Yorkers choice in
I don't
education.
think he's
not
talking
for
about
that.
school
Yeah.
We can tweak it a bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
my
right.
point is,
Well,
the people out here are in trouble. They're having a hard time. We don't want to raise the minimum wage at all. Nobody. It's still $7.25, guys. In 2025, the minimum wage is still $7.25.
But every
It is
every
crazy.
state has a
It's
higher
a-
minimum
it's-
wage.
But I'm
It's
just
a
saying,
lot of
the
high-
federal government won't raise the minimum wage.
Minimum wage is a
Let
short-term
people
job.
have access to health care. Good God, what are we doing?
We don't want minimum wage jobs. We want actual jobs. right?
No,
For
no.
people to go to
Educate
work
Listen,
and, you
listen.
know.
We already know that. I mean, have you seen any teenagers working at McDonald's? These are grown people trying to raise families working at McDonald's. We used to work at McDonald's when we were 15.
I think they've made it harder for young
Turning
people
over
to
the
get
French
jobs
fry
at
thing,
McDonald's.
laughing and playing in the store.
I never
That's
go to
gone.
McDonald's, so I can't say who's working there.
Well,
Used to be teenagers. when I
ride through and
recall,
get a Arnold Palmer. See who's at the gate at the window.
Do they sell
30-year-old
Arnold
woman.
They sell Arnold Palmers at McDonald's?
No,
course.
they don't. No,
Yes,
they
they
don't.
do.
No, they don't.
They do sell. All you gotta do is
They
ask.
sell sweet tea. They do not have
They have
lemonade.
lemonade. They do have lemonade. They do have lemonade.
McDonald's does not
Yes.
have lemonade.
I can guarantee you Chick-fil-A does though.
Well,
But
that's
I'm
not
sure.
McDonald's.
I'm pretty sure McDonald's
Yeah.
does.
But
I'm pretty sure McDonald's.
there
does.
are a lot of 15-year-olds working at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
There are not a lot of 15-year-olds working at McDonald's, to your point, because a lot of those people have to work until they're 70. So if you
But
work
Chick-fil-A is a little different because this man is I think
A
the owner
Christian.
passed away, right? He passed away though. I think
I don't know.
the original owner. I think he passed away.
Oh, okay.
But their culture is it's a Christian led family that runs Chick-fil-A,
Yes.
and they hire a lot of young people.
Yeah.
They hire a lot of people. Period.
Yeah.
Because they can afford to, and they're
Because
good
successful.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. They're not Elon Musk trying to turn AI into people
Jeff Bezos
so people
would hire
can't work.
young, cheap labor also.
Well, he's trying to get rid
so
of
would
them.
Musk.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they're trying to get
Hire
rid of
young,
them.
cheap
They're
male.
trying to get rid of them.
no, they're not.
Everything in Amazon warehouse now is a robot. Go in there. There's gonna be 5 people working at Amazon in warehouse soon. That's gonna be it. And wait till Elon Musk get these crashing cars out here with no people in them. You go see. You go see. Amazon trucks are gone with people in them. I'm telling you. Hello, America.
Speaking of where we're going with AI, the penny.
Oh, the penny, death of the
We're
penny.
talking about the debt, and then we should
Yeah.
go to the death of the
Yeah,
penny.
death of
So
the penny. Apparently costs more to make a penny now.
It costs
4 cents.
4
Yeah.
cents to make
A penny.
a
1
1
penny.
cent
Yeah.
coin. So
Isn't that crazy? And we've been doing this for how long?
Wow.
And you guys still think there's a debt? There's no debt. They're just
More proof.
making them.
well,
They're just
Well,
making
so
them.
now here's a question though: if they get rid of the penny, what happens to all those people who have, piggy banks of one sort or another that are full of
I mean,
pennies?
they're not-
Is the bank no longer going to take
no,
the
no, no.
pennies?
They'll
They're
take
not,
the pennies.
They're not minting any more pennies.
They're not
but
minting any more
There's
pennies.
still
Yeah.
250 billion pennies in circulation.
Will the
250 billion.
Yeah.
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 will the little machine at Safeway take my son's pennies from
Yep.
the little
Yeah.
pig?
He
Okay,
will,
all right.
Yeah.
They will
Yes.
take them and spit them out
The
some
pennies are
cash.
still good. It's just that we're not making.
And they're going to
more
round
pennies.
down or round up to the nickel.
So and
Oh.
and apparently a lot of mom and pop stores are concerned about this because if people are paying in cash and still things are still priced to the penny, and they run out of pennies and they can't get any more
They're
from
not
the bank.
going to be able to give
They-
change.
You just
Well,
round,
they-
you
or
round
they-
up or round down to
they're
the
gonna-
nickel.
But for a little mom and pop store to have to round up for 1 million customers, over the year,
That
that's
might-
a lot of money.
Or-
If they
Rachel,
because they
they could-
can't round
they
That's
could-
down.
a bit of an
Why couldn't they-
oxymoron. Mom and
why
pop,
couldn't they round
million
down?
people.
Not a
I-
billion.
It's
I
just
said,
Mike and Timmy around the corner.
okay, but I'm talking about over the course of a year.
Yeah.
Over the course of the year, the small businesses are upset about this because
But I
they cannot round down. They can't give the person back less than they owe them, so they have to round up. And so if they're rounding up 3 cents per customer, all day long.
But
for
I
a year,
think I read
it's a
something.
big hit. And
Hold
so
on,
it's
but I think
it's a
I
big
read
hit.
something where a lot of stores are already rounded.
Well,
They've already kind of because it's. I think the whole money thing's going away anyway.
I've got two questions
Right.
for the cast here. Sorry, but in relation to this. So when's the last time you've had a penny and what'd you do with it? And then the other question is, don't you think that if this is a small mom and pop, they should have some type of virtual, like, do you all carry, I'm asking the wrong group here, you two.
Yeah.
Do you all carry cash and change?
I mean,
No change.
I don't keep changing.
I don't have a lot of
I
change
keep
But I
anymore.
don't use
But
cash.
if you're talking about a
for
lot of, if you're
transactions.
talking about a lot of rural areas and a lot of places with an elderly population, yeah, they pay in cash. Or people on welfare or SNAP benefits or something,
Well,
they
you
pay
could
in cash.
you could also
And
be in a
so-
rural
Snap
area.
is
that
on
do-
card.
well,
There's no more money with
No,
Snap.
but you could also be in a rural
That's
area
over.
where you can't.
It's a credit card.
tap.
So I feel like I'm
Right,
waiting in
because
line
you don't have
with
good
people at the
internet
supermarket
connection.
who are
Okay,
still
okay. So they got
No,
Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
but I
sense.
mean,
not those
but,
people.
but look, I
Okay.
mean, I do feel like, look, I mean, I never use cash. I mean, I leave cash for tips. I spend a couple of dollars a week on lottery tickets. You know,
You gotta pay cash for the lottery.
America's
You gotta pay
America's
cash for
retirement
If you-
the
fund.
lottery. That's
if
true.
you don't
gotta
play,
pay
you
cash.
can't
You can't
win.
win.
Okay, all right.
You gotta pay in cash. That's true.
But that's really all I use cash for. Is just for tips and buy, a lottery ticket once a
Have you
week.
ever thrown some pennies away? Be honest.
I try not to throw any money away.
But I just can't remember the last time I paid cash for any sort of transaction where I got change. And the only change I would ever use now are quarters because the ridiculous gas stations charge
For
you
the
money
air and the
to-
vacuum?
for air,
Absolutely.
and the
Well,
vacuum,
100%.
right,
Here's-
which is
100%.
There's good
I'm with
news.
you.
incredibly
I'm with
annoying.
you.
It's good news. Costco has free air
Yeah, I should
if they
go.
have a tire
And
shop.
Wawa.
But if I went to
and Wawa has
but if
free
I
air.
went to Costco to try to get air, I'd have to spend like an hour in line to get to the air.
No, it's right in the park. It's right in the parking lot. It's right in the parking
That's
lot.
why I don't
Oh,
get
is it?
gas at Costco because
Yeah,
the
it's right.
line's too long.
The lines at
It
Costco
goes
are
fast,
long.
though. It goes
Nah,
fast.
the
It
lines
goes
at
fast.
Costco are long.
It goes
But look,
fast.
But
I mean,
I'm
this-
all in favor of limiting the penny. I hate them, but
Yeah.
but there are small businesses that are upset about it because
Well,
it
we need
is gonna cost
we need a
them.
solution for that. But
And, yeah.
as I mentioned in the
But
break,
I
this is
also-
going to give. This
but
is
it
going
also, by the way, it costs 14 cents to make a nickel.
to look. We're going to be.
That's
phasing-
on-
we're gonna
that's
be
on the way
phasing
out, too.
We're going to be phasing out change, and again, as I mentioned in the break, this gives me an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite films, Star Trek: The Voyage Home.
Yes.
Some of
that's
you,
right.
some of
That's
you may remember this film. It was the fourth. It was the fourth film in the Star Trek movies. It was directed by Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock. At any rate, so I'm not. Well, I won't give away the story. You should all rent this or go watch it on YouTube because it's a great movie. But the crew of the Enterprise ends up in, I think, 1980s San Francisco. And they have no money. and somebody asks Captain Kirk, this woman, goes out for a pizza and beer with Captain Kirk, and she's waiting for him to pay. And she's like, "Oh, let me guess, they don't have money in the 23rd century." And he's like, "We don't use money."
He was
We're
correct.
approaching that point. I mean,
Yeah.
we're
Right,
not going to
right.
be
We're
using
there.
cash or change.
Yep.
You're going to get a mark.
Maybe we'll get, I don't know, we'll get some kind of a card. We have debit cards now. They all have chips. Our credit cards all have chips. That's the direction this is all going, obviously.
Everyone uses their phone. I only use my phone. I don't
I
even take my wallet,
mostly
typically.
use my phone. I mean, the only place I can't use my phone is at the gas station
I
for
mean,
some
that-
reason.
Same,
It
same,
rarely
same, same.
works.
I do the card at the gas
It
station.
doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
You could try to tap your phone against a thing at
It's-
the gas pump. It doesn't work.
Honestly, I'm a little
I don't do the
skeptical
phone.
about
You
that.
do the phone?
I'm skeptical about the phone at the gas station.
don't.
Because I heard
I
that
used to
they
go
put
that
the
way.
things over top of them that'll like rob you, scam your card.
Oh.
The scammer thing.
You
You, know
can
what I mean?
scam off a off a
haven't-
tap.
Yeah,
Yeah. They put the
like
thing
the
on
new
top.
over
Great.
top, and then
Oh, great.
you're tapping to someone's Apple
Oh,
Pay right
great.
around the corner.
Okay, wonderful. Another problem.
Right.
This is what happens when you don't give people good jobs. They steal.
Yep.
They steal.
You know, Kevin,
there's an economy of
listen.
people that want to be paid with cash because they're here illegally or cutting your grass, whatever they want.
You mean black market people who only take cash, or
That's
There's
true.
there's a tax benefit to having a business as cash only. It's tax benefit.
Really.
And there are people that just
Yeah.
want to be paid in cash
I
if they're
can-
if they're not reporting.
I can
their
tell the
income,
government exactly
they're not
how
reporting
much
their
I
income.
made or didn't make.
well, there's also the issue of, and I ran into this at the car dealer when I had my car serviced a couple months ago. If you try to pay by credit card, they will charge you 3%.
Of course they will. Yeah.
But if you pay for the debit card, no 3%. You know, and there's that
Right.
problem as
And
well.
the debit card problem is if somebody steals your money, you can't get it back.
Right.
The credit card, you can make an argument they'll give you the money back.
Yeah, that's true.
So here we are in America. Aren't we great?
Yeah, it's technology. How awesome.
Oh Lord.
but I
All right,
mean,
last question about the penny or currency in general. All right, so the next, let's put 20 years on it. Do we have any currency at all, or
Nah.
no,
We're gone.
it's over.
Yeah.
10?
No, 20.
20.
It'll be 20 years.
Well, not if you still have not if you still have a drug business. There are people that want to be paid under the radar.
Well, but you're talking about an illegal.
We were trying to
trade.
Yeah, we were trying to stay legal.
Cleaning ladies or babysitters or people that cut your grass.
Okay.
Or,
But Trump's going to
okay.
deport all those people.
They're
you
already gone.
Haven't
And
you
by the
heard?
way,
I
you
mean-
know they have
I mean, literally,
got cash app.
honestly,
You got Cash App.
what about Girl Scout cookies?
I mean,
What
even
about Girl
that's a
Scout
good point.
cookies?
they take credit cards.
Right? At the table.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, they do.
The
They've
little
got
girl
Square.
there, she's
Look,
like,
I mean-
I take Cash App.
Look, I mean,
The homeless people take Cash App. Okay.
That is true.
I mean, my mother is the only human being I know that still goes to the grocery store and writes a check.
Hold on, John.
Oh, Rachel does that?
Not
Oh my God! You can't be.
Wait,
You
Rachel,
can't
wait,
be
no,
serious.
at the
Right.
grocery store.
You still write checks for
Right.
vendors?
Yeah.
Oh my
Rachel,
God! Oh.
Oh man.
In episode 32, we addressed Rachel's.
Do you walk into the post office to mail a letter? Are you afraid to put it in the box?
After some have gone lost, I do go to the post office.
In episode 32, we'll
you're like
address
my mother.
Rachel's unwillingness to join us in new technologies.
Not only is she the only person I know that writes a check at the grocery store, she's the only person I know that has to go physically into the post office to mail a letter. Because she doesn't trust the system.
Well, she's not wrong there.
But she's probably not wrong.
She's probably not wrong about that. Oh my
we
gosh.
had $1 million in checks got lost in the mail, so FedEx lost our checks.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Just be happy none of you live in Minnesota because we know what happens to all their money.
Well,
Fraud!
well.
Fraud! COVID fraud.
Somalia.
Anyway.
Somalians.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if we're going to be. I hope we'll be convening before the end of the year.
Yes,
We'll
I
make
hope
every
so.
effort
We
to
have
do
to do
that
that.
because
We have to do that.
I feel like we have to provide our New Year's resolutions to the extent that any of us have them.
I will absolutely have a New Year's resolution.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
have
don't
one.
share it now. Yeah. All right. That's a tease for the next episode.
There we go.
Okay. All right.
Cheers.
Salute.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you have any comments or thoughts, send it to us.
Amen. Cheers.